Every woman carries within her a power far greater than the world can imagine. She is not just a daughter, a wife, a mother, or a professional. She is a force of nature created by God Himself. Success is not just about money, beauty, or fame. True success is about living with inner strength, divine purpose, and unshakable confidence. Today, let me share with you the 5 secrets of a successful woman. Secrets that will not only transform your journey, but will also inspire generations after you. My dear friends, success is not gifted to anyone. It is earned through wisdom, patience, and grace. A successful woman is not the one who has everything, but the one who rises every time life pushes her down. She is guided not just by ambition, but by values, not just by power, but by compassion, not just by achievements, but by the blessings of God. In this world full of challenges, women are not meant to compete with others. They are meant to complete their own purpose. Let's uncover the timeless secrets that make a woman truly successful. Self-belief is not just a thought, it is the silent voice that whispers inside the heart saying, "You can, you will, you must." A successful woman does not wait for the applause of the world to begin her journey. She does not wait for society's approval to recognize her strength. She knows deep within her soul that she was created by God with purpose, with talent, and with limitless possibilities. Imagine a seed buried in the soil. No one can see its beauty. People may even walk over it, thinking it has no value. But the seed knows it carries life inside. With time, patience, and belief in the design of nature, it grows into a tree, offering shade, fruits, and shelter. In the same way, a woman who believes in herself, even when the world ignores her, will rise one day to show the world the greatness she always carried within. In daily life, many women face doubts, not only from others, but also from their own minds. Society may say, "You are not enough. You cannot do this. You don't have what it takes." Sometimes these words come from family, sometimes from colleagues, sometimes even from friends. But the most dangerous words are the ones we tell ourselves when we look in the mirror and start believing those doubts. A successful woman chooses a different voice. Instead of saying, "I cannot," she says, "With God's grace, I can." Instead of waiting for someone to remind her of her worth, she reminds herself. That inner dialogue, that self-belief, becomes her greatest source of power. Think of the simplest examples. A young mother waking up early in the morning to prepare her children for school while also balancing her work. At times, exhaustion takes over and she wonders, "Am I doing enough?" But when she reminds herself that she is shaping the future of her children, she gathers the strength to continue. Or consider a woman starting her own small business. People around her may laugh, saying she cannot succeed, that she should choose something easier. Yet she chooses to believe in herself. She takes small steps, makes mistakes, learns, and keeps moving forward. Years later, those same people come to her for advice, inspired by the very courage they once doubted. Self-belief is not arrogance. It is not about thinking you are better than others. It is about trusting the gift that God has placed within you. Just like a bird never doubts its ability to fly, a successful woman never doubts her ability to rise. She may fall, she may stumble, she may even feel broken at times, but she never stays down. She knows that every setback is just a setup for a stronger comeback. Everyday life gives us chances to test this belief. When exams approach, students feel fear. When responsibilities pile up, working women feel overwhelmed. When relationships become difficult, many feel like giving up. In all these moments, belief is the deciding factor. A woman with self-belief says, this challenge is tough, but so am I. She trusts that God would not put her in a situation without also giving her the strength to overcome it. Look at the story of water. When water is boiling, it looks like it is being destroyed by fire. But in reality, that boiling transforms it into steam powerful enough to move engines. In the same way, the heat of life may feel unbearable, but it transforms a woman into someone stronger than she ever imagined. Self-belief allows her to see beyond the struggle, to see the transformation happening within. Sometimes the world celebrates external achievements, money, beauty, fame. But true success begins inside. Without self-belief, even the most talented person will remain silent, hidden, and unrecognized. With self-belief, even the most ordinary person can do extraordinary things. A successful woman is one who decides to trust herself when no one else does. She remembers that the Creator who shaped mountains, rivers, and stars also shaped her with love and intention. And if God believes she has value, then no one else's opinion matters. When a woman carries this belief, her energy changes. People around her feel her confidence. They may not understand it, but they respect it. She becomes an inspiration not because her life is perfect, but because her faith is unshakable. Little girls look up to her and say, "If she can, so can I." Friends turn to her for guidance because they know she will remind them of their own hidden strength. She becomes like a lamp, shining not only for herself, but also for others who need light in their darkness. So, the first and most important secret of a successful woman is self-belief. It is the courage to stand tall when others expect her to sit down. It is the strength to smile when life gives her tears. It is the wisdom to trust her journey even when the path seems unclear. And above all, it is the faith that she is never walking alone, that God walks with her, strengthening every step she takes. Self-belief is the seed of greatness. Nurture it, water it, protect it, and let it grow. Because once a woman truly believes in herself, there is nothing in this world that can stop her from becoming everything she was meant to be. Purpose is like the compass of life. Without it, no matter how far we walk, we may end up lost, wandering in circles, chasing temporary pleasures that fade away as quickly as they come. A successful woman knows that her life is not just about passing moments of happiness, but about creating meaning that lasts. Pleasure is fleeting, like a spark, it shines for a second and disappears. Purpose, however, is eternal. It lights up the path of life, gives strength in the darkest hours, and makes every sacrifice worthwhile. Think about this. Eating your favorite food gives you pleasure, but feeding a hungry child gives you purpose. Buying an expensive dress may give you joy for a moment, but helping someone in need gives you a memory that warms your heart forever. The difference between pleasure and purpose is that pleasure satisfies only you, while purpose uplifts you and everyone around you. Every day, women face a choice. Do I live for the moment or do I live for meaning? When she chooses pleasure, she may feel good temporarily, but the emptiness returns. When she chooses purpose, even if the journey is difficult, her heart feels fulfilled. For example, a young woman working long hours to support her family may not enjoy every moment of her struggle. She may sacrifice sleep, comfort, and even her own dreams. But when she sees her family living a better life, her heart feels a sense of accomplishment that no luxury could ever give. That is the difference between a life of pleasure and a life of purpose. Purpose is what transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary contributions. A teacher may see her job as just a way to earn money, that is pleasure. But if she sees her role as shaping the future of her students, guiding them to become wise and strong. That is purpose. The same task becomes deeper, richer, and more fulfilling. Purpose changes not what we do, but how we do it and why we do it. There is a story in every home that reflects this. A mother spends countless nights awake with her baby. It is not pleasurable to lose sleep, to be tired, to sacrifice her comfort. Yet she does it willingly because her purpose is greater than her pleasure. Her purpose is the well-being of her child. And when that child grows and smiles at her, all the sleepless nights seem like nothing compared to the joy of seeing her purpose fulfilled. A successful woman is guided by this sense of purpose. She does not run after every shiny thing the world offers. She understands that real fulfillment comes not from how much she collects, but from how much she contributes. Her purpose could be raising strong children, creating something valuable in her career, helping others in society, or even simply becoming the best version of herself. The size of the purpose does not matter. What matters is the depth of it. In daily life, distractions are everywhere. Social media shows a world of pleasure, luxury vacations, expensive brands, but glamorous lifestyles. But behind those pictures, how many people truly feel fulfilled? A woman with purpose does not get lost in comparison. She knows that happiness is not about showing the world a perfect life. It is about living a meaningful one. She may not have everything, but she has something far greater. A reason to wake up every morning with determination. Purpose also gives strength in times of pain. When life throws difficulties, pleasures disappear quickly. No one finds pleasure in sickness, failure, or loss. But purpose can give meaning even to suffering. A woman battling illness may find strength in the purpose of inspiring others with her courage. A woman facing failure in business may use her experience to guide others away from the same mistakes. Pain without purpose breaks a person, but pain with purpose builds them into something extraordinary. Look at the river. Its journey is not smooth. Rocks block its path, yet it never stops flowing. It cuts through mountains, digs deep valleys, and finally reaches the ocean. What drives the river is not temporary pleasure. It is the purpose of reaching its destination. In the same way, a successful woman flows forward in life. She knows her obstacles are part of her path, but her purpose keeps her moving. When a woman lives with purpose, she becomes unstoppable. She does not waste her energy on things that do not matter. She chooses carefully where to put her time, her energy, and her love. She may enjoy small pleasures along the way, but she never loses sight of the bigger picture. Her eyes are set on her calling, her mission, her reason for being. The world may call success the size of your bank account, the beauty of your appearance, or the number of followers you have. But a woman of purpose knows that success is measured by how many lives she touches, how many hearts she heals, and how much difference she makes. She does not ask, "What can I take from life?" She asks, "What can I give?" And in giving, she receives the deepest joy a human can ever feel. So, the second secret of a successful woman is to live beyond pleasure and to live with purpose. Pleasure may entertain you for a moment, but purpose will fulfill you for a lifetime. A woman guided by purpose becomes a lighthouse, standing tall, shining bright, and guiding others who are lost in the storms of life. She may not always have the easiest journey, but she will always have the richest one. Grace in adversity is the rare strength of a woman who knows that storms are not meant to break her, but to shape her. Life is never a smooth road. It is filled with unexpected turns, painful losses, heavy responsibilities, and silent battles. But a successful woman is not the one who never faces challenges. She is the one who faces them with calmness, dignity, and courage. Grace is the ability to walk through fire without letting it burn away your spirit. Grace is the power to bend without breaking, to smile even when tears are close, and to rise again after every fall. Everyday life is full of small and big adversities. A woman may struggle with financial pressures, balancing work and family, or dealing with unfair judgments from society. Another may face health challenges, loneliness, or broken relationships. These adversities come uninvited, but they come to test the depth of character. Some people collapse under pressure, but a woman with grace transforms pain into wisdom and hardship into strength. She does not allow her struggles to make her bitter. She allows them to make her better. Think of a lotus flower. It blooms in the muddiest of waters. No one would expect beauty to rise from such dirt, yet it does. The lotus does not fight the mud, it uses it as the foundation to grow. In the same way, a graceful woman does not deny her difficulties. She accepts them, learns from them, and rises above them. She knows that without the mud, the lotus cannot bloom. Without adversity, her true strength cannot shine. For example, imagine a woman who loses her job unexpectedly. At first, the pain is overwhelming. Fear, doubt, and insecurity surround her. But instead of drowning in hopelessness, she chooses grace. She tells herself that maybe this ending is a beginning in disguise. She uses the time to learn new skills, explore hidden talents, and build something of her own. Months later, she is running a small business, earning not just money, but also respect. People call her strong, but what truly carried her through was her grace in handling adversity. Grace does not mean pretending that pain does not exist. It means facing it without letting it destroy your peace. A woman may cry, she may feel weak, she may even fall to her knees in prayer, but she never loses her dignity. She does not curse life or blame God. Instead, she surrenders with faith, saying, "This too shall pass. There is a reason behind this. Something greater is waiting." That faith itself is grace. Look at the river again. When a rock blocks its flow, it does not stop in anger or frustration. It flows around the rock, slowly carving a new path. The rock may be strong, but the persistence of the river is stronger. Grace in adversity is the same. It is not about force, it is about resilience. A successful woman finds new ways, adapts to new realities, and continues moving forward, no matter how many rocks lie in her path. One of the most powerful examples of grace in adversity can be seen in a mother. She may go through sleepless nights, financial struggles, and personal sacrifices, yet she smiles when her child smiles. Her body may be tired, her mind may be heavy, but she carries herself with patience and dignity. This quiet strength is grace, the ability to suffer silently yet spread love endlessly. Another daily example is of a young student who fails an important exam. Many would give up, feeling ashamed or defeated. But a graceful woman accepts her failure, learns from it, and prepares again with stronger determination. When she finally succeeds, her victory is sweeter because it was earned not only through hard work, but also through resilience and grace in facing failure. Adversity is a mirror that shows who we really are. Anyone can be calm when life is smooth, but the real test is how we behave when life is stormy. A woman who carries grace in her heart does not let her hardships define her identity. Instead, she defines herself by her courage, her patience, and her faith. She becomes a living example that strength is not always loud. It can be silent, steady, and dignified. Grace in adversity also inspires others. When people see a woman handling her struggles without bitterness, they learn from her. They realize that pain does not have to break the spirit. She becomes a role model, a living story of resilience. Her life itself becomes a lesson that storms may shake us, but they cannot destroy us if we face them with grace. A graceful woman knows that every difficulty carries a hidden blessing. Losing something may open the door to something better. Failing at one path may guide her to the right path. Suffering may make her compassionate, teaching her to help others. Grace allows her to see beyond the moment, to trust that the bigger picture of life has meaning. So, when adversity comes, she does not ask, "Why me?" Instead, she asks, "What can I learn from this? How can this shape me into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate?" That is the true essence of grace, turning wounds into wisdom and trials into treasures. Grace in adversity is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. It is the quiet power that allows a woman to walk through storms with her head held high and her heart rooted in faith. It is the ability to endure pain without losing kindness, to face failure without losing hope, and to live through loss without losing love. A successful woman does not escape adversity, she embraces it with grace, and that grace becomes her crown of honor. Balancing power with compassion is one of the most beautiful qualities of a truly successful woman. Power alone can create fear, but power guided by compassion creates respect, love, and inspiration. A woman who learns this balance does not just influence people. She touches hearts, builds trust, and transforms lives. Too much power without compassion becomes harsh and cold, while compassion without power may leave her vulnerable and unheard. But when the two come together, they form a harmony that makes her strong yet kind, firm yet gentle, respected yet loved. Power is not just about authority or position. It is the strength to make decisions, to lead, to protect, and to create change. Compassion is the softness that understands others' pain, listens with empathy, and offers kindness even when it is not returned. When these qualities work together, they create a woman who is unshakable in her values, but approachable in her nature. Think about the workplace. A woman in a leadership role may have the power to command her team strictly. If she uses only power, people may follow her out of fear, but deep inside, they may resent her. On the other hand, if she uses only compassion, always being soft, people may like her, but may not take her seriously. But when she balances both, making clear decisions while also listening to her team with care, she becomes a leader people not only follow but also admire. They respect her authority and trust her heart. Everyday life also gives us countless examples of this balance. Consider a mother. She has the power to discipline her children, to set rules and boundaries. Without those, children may lose direction. But if discipline is all she gives, without compassion, children may grow with fear instead of love. On the other hand, if she only showers compassion, letting her children do whatever they wish, they may lack discipline and responsibility. A mother who balances both guides her children with firm love. She says no when it is needed, but her no is wrapped in understanding. Her children know that her discipline is not cruelty, it is care in disguise. A woman who balances power with compassion also transforms relationships. In marriage or friendships, sometimes arguments and disagreements arise. If she uses only power, she may dominate the relationship, leaving the other person hurt and unheard. If she uses only compassion, she may keep silent and suppress her feelings, which leads to frustration inside. But with balance, she stands firm in expressing her truth while also respecting the other's emotions. She neither crushes nor gets crushed. She builds harmony. This balance is also seen in great historical women. Many women leaders Reformers and saints were admired not only because they were powerful, but because their power was softened by compassion. They stood strong for justice, but they also carried kindness in their voices. Their power made people listen. Their compassion made people believe. That is why their influence lasted beyond their lifetimes. Imagine water again. When it flows strongly, it has the power to cut through rocks. When it flows gently, it nourishes the land. A woman balancing power with compassion is like water, strong enough to shape mountains, yet gentle enough to give life. She knows when to be firm like a river in flood and when to be soft like a stream nurturing a field. That wisdom makes her truly successful. In daily challenges, this balance shines the most. For example, when dealing with injustice or unfair treatment, she uses her power to speak up, to fight back, and to protect herself or others. But she does not let that power turn into hatred. Her compassion prevents her from becoming bitter. She fights wrong, not the person. She corrects, but she does not curse. That makes her different. She stands strong without losing her humanity. This balance also gives her peace of mind. Power alone often leads to loneliness because people fear approaching someone who is too strict or harsh. Compassion alone may lead to exploitation, as people may take advantage of endless softness. But when she walks with both, she creates relationships built on respect and love. People feel safe around her, yet also know they cannot misuse her kindness. Consider a woman running her own business. She must make tough financial decisions, sometimes saying no to people she cares about, sometimes standing firm against competition. But she also remembers the human side of her work, treating employees fairly, supporting them in difficulties, showing gratitude for their efforts. This blend makes her not just a boss, but a leader who is remembered with affection and loyalty. In family life, the same balance brings harmony. She may be the one who holds the household together, making big decisions about money, education, or responsibilities. Her power ensures stability, but her compassion ensures warmth. The home does not feel like a place of control. It feels like a place of love guided by wisdom. Balancing power with compassion is not easy. It requires awareness, patience, and practice. But once a woman masters it, she becomes unstoppable. She can handle criticism without breaking, because her power keeps her strong and her compassion keeps her humble. She can lead without arrogance, because her compassion softens her power. She can love without weakness, because her power protects her compassion. This is why people are naturally drawn to such women. They feel her strength, yet they are comforted by her kindness. They respect her authority, yet they are warmed by her empathy. She becomes a living example that true success is not about choosing between power and compassion, but about blending both into a beautiful balance. A successful woman carries power in her mind and compassion in her heart. She stands tall like a tree, giving shade and shelter. Her roots are firm, showing her strength, but her branches are open, showing her kindness. That balance makes her unforgettable. It is not only her achievements that inspire people, but the way she carries them. With grace, strength, and love woven together. Discipline is the invisible foundation upon which every truly successful life is built. It is like the roots of a mighty tree. You cannot see them from the outside, yet without them the tree would collapse at the very first storm. In the same way, the discipline of a woman may not always be visible to others, but it silently gives her the strength, structure, and stability to stand tall in every aspect of her life. Talent can open doors, beauty may win admiration, and luck may offer opportunities, but without discipline, none of these will last. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Discipline is not a punishment, it is a gift that a woman gives to herself. It is the conscious choice to do what is right over what is easy, to stay consistent even when motivation fades, and to control desires so that goals remain clear. Imagine a musician. She may have a natural talent for singing, but without the discipline of practice, her voice will not mature. A dancer may have grace, but without daily discipline, her art will fade. The same applies to every woman. Whatever her field, whatever her passion, discipline is the silent partner that carries her to success. In daily life, we can see this everywhere. Take, for example, a student preparing for an important exam. The pleasure of distraction calls her. Friends, entertainment, social media. She may enjoy those moments, but they will not help her in the long run. A disciplined student chooses to sacrifice temporary fun for lasting success. She studies a little every day, stays focused, and slowly builds her knowledge. On the day of the exam, she walks in with confidence while others walk in with fear. Her success is not a surprise, it is the natural fruit of her discipline. Or think of health. Many women dream of being strong, energetic, and confident in their bodies. But health is not given, it is earned through discipline. Choosing the right food, exercising regularly, sleeping on time, and avoiding harmful habits. Discipline may feel difficult in the moment, but over time it gives freedom, the freedom to live with energy, to avoid sickness, and to enjoy life fully. Without discipline, health fades. With discipline, even age becomes graceful. Discipline is also essential in relationships. A successful woman knows that love is not just about emotions, it is also about consistent effort. The discipline of listening, the discipline of patience, the discipline of controlling anger, and the discipline of showing respect even in disagreement. All these keep relationships strong. Without such discipline, even the deepest love may weaken. With discipline, relationships blossom into lifelong companionships built on trust. One of the most powerful examples of discipline can be seen in mothers. Raising children is not a one-day task, it is a lifelong journey. Every day, a mother disciplines herself, waking up early, cooking, managing the home, guiding, teaching, sacrificing her own comforts. She may not call it discipline, but her consistent actions are exactly that. And the results are seen when her children grow into strong, responsible adults. Her silent discipline becomes their visible success. Discipline also teaches resilience. Life is full of distractions and obstacles. Without discipline, a woman may start many things but finish none. But a disciplined woman finishes what she begins. She does not give up when it gets hard. She does not quit when she feels tired. Her mind becomes trained like a muscle, ready to push forward even when the body resists. That strength is not built overnight. It is built through small acts of discipline, repeated every single day. A beautiful metaphor for discipline is the sunrise. Every single day, without fail, the sun rises. Whether people watch it or not, whether clouds cover it or not, it still rises with perfect discipline. That consistency gives life to the entire planet. In the same way, a woman who shows up daily, doing her duties, pursuing her goals, and staying true to her values becomes like the sun. She may not always be seen or celebrated, but her consistency gives life, hope, and stability to everyone around her. Even in moments of failure, discipline plays a role. Many people fail once and give up forever. But a disciplined woman treats failure as a lesson. She rises again, adjusts her methods, and keeps moving forward. Failure cannot defeat discipline, it only strengthens it. That is why disciplined people often succeed in the long run, even if they face many setbacks along the way. Discipline is not about perfection, it is about persistence. It is about doing the right thing again and again until it becomes part of your nature. A disciplined woman may not always feel motivated, but she knows that motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline finishes it. This principle applies to every dream. A woman may dream of writing a book, starting a business, building a career, or creating a family legacy. Without discipline, these dreams remain only ideas. With discipline, step by step, day by day, they take shape. Success is rarely the result of one big action. It is the result of thousands of small, disciplined actions carried out consistently. People often admire the results, but forget the discipline behind them. They see the